Good morning, guys, in Sacramento. I'm here to talk about Uber, and my username is Carrie Uber if you want to check it out. The three things that I'm going to be talking today about, as requested by my viewers, are inappropriate riders and surge and cash tips. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is inappropriate riders. Most people think that the main people that I would be annoyed by or disturbed by are the people who throw up. It's a funny story because you actually get $350 if somebody does throw up in your car. So a lot of people talk on my Uber app about they want people to throw up in their car, so they get $350. But my car is really, really nice, so I don't want somebody to throw up in my car. I have a 2014 Chevy Spark, and it's pink, and it's beautiful, and it's so clean, and it doesn't have a lot of miles, and it's really great. So I really don't want that to happen to me, but so that's not one of my inappropriate rider stories. It hasn't happened to me yet. Some of the things that do happen are people pass out. It is mostly girls. They just can't hold their liquor, and I totally understand because, I can't hold my liquor either, so I get it. But just make sure before they pass out you ask them what their name is. Hey, you don't seem that well. What is your name? Because if you're going to do CPR on somebody or you're going to have to call 911, you're going to definitely want to know somebody's name. And chances are they've probably already lost their purse or their ID. So you should really check in with them. A lot of times restaurant owners will order them an Uber, like, say Hooters or something. A Hooters restaurant owner will come up to my car and be like, hey, ma'am, do you mind giving her a ride? It's under my name, so give me a good rating, but I gave her my Uber. And I really can't stand when people do that because, if somebody passes out or is mean to me, I really want to give them a lower rating, but the manager at Hooters or wherever is actually pretty nice. So it gets kind of confusing when things like that happen. But a couple things that I just like, first I'll be like, hey, Sarah, and they'll be like, Sarah, and then I'll be like, Sarah, and then I'll be like, Sarah. So, eventually she will wake up. But, I am CPR certified. That's not a requirement by Uber. It's a requirement by my day job. So that is one of the things that I do. Another thing is I get hit on a lot. The later in the night, the more I get hit on. Tonight I got called a sexy beast. It's like, I don't want to be called a sexy beast. Like, who is that? Or I drive a lot of Marines a lot, and they'll say stuff to me, or people will ask me to come to the bar with them afterwards, and it's like, I'm Ubering. Like, I don't want to come to the bar with you, So, that's pretty much all I got for inappropriate riders. You can always say no if it's the exact same rider coming from the same address. I had this guy named James, and he would Uber, and I would get him, and then he would Uber, and I'd get him, and then he would hit on me, and it would get weird, so I just eventually stopped answering his number, and my rating hasn't dropped, and everything's been really good with that. So that's the most stuff that I have on inappropriate riders. Surge. I don't have a lot on Surge because really the main times it does surge are at 1 and 2 in the morning, and like, I'm 29 years old, I can't be out that late. That's really late for a 29-year-old. So I really don't see surge. I saw it a lot on Halloween, and I'll probably see it on New Year's. But really, if it says 1.3 or 1.5, it's a couple dollars more. So it's not really a big deal unless it's like 2.0 or 3.0 or the holidays when it gets to 4.0. The last thing I wanted to say is cash tips. I've lived in Sacramento for just 2 weeks, and I haven't had a single cash tip since I've been here. Before I was in San Diego, and I got cash tips all the time. They ask you, hey, do you mind if I give you a tip? Or, hey, can you accept cash tips? And you just say, yeah, no, yeah, that's fine, you can do that. Or they'll say, hey, is tip included? And you can say, tips included, but cash tips are appreciated, or, sometimes they are needed. Like if somebody eats ketchup, a cash tip is needed. Your car's going to smell like ketchup for a while, and there could be ketchup on your floor, and then other people could think it's like blood, and you killed someone or something. So, I mean, it's kind of a big deal to, like, eat ketchup in your car. So sometimes it could be like, you could even say to the guy, like, hey, can I have $20? And they might allow you to. Tonight I actually, Ubered these guys, and they were really disgusting, and they were like, hey, will you come to the bar with me? I said, I gotta make money tonight. And he's like, I'll buy all your drinks and I'll give you 20 or 40 bucks or something. And I'm like, I kind of feel like a prostitute. As much as that did sound great, I could go in and like drink and still get paid for my Uber pay. That would be great, but it doesn't really work like that. But in San Diego, where I'm from, I'd get a $20 tip maybe about once a week. So it really helps to be nice to people. The nicer you are and the more engaging you are, and you talk about some of the things you do. I talk about my real job. I talk about my dog and stuff like that, and customers really do appreciate that. So that's mostly all I have for this Uber video. But I would really appreciate it if you guys keep going with the comments and the requests. If you want to hear about X, Y, and Z, please just let me know. I have been Ubering for a really long time now. So, okay. Thank you. Merry Christmas.